everyone, and welcome to the Academic Alehouse. I am your host, Clayton. I am joined not by my normal co-host, Ryan, but I am joined by Caesar, my brother, and some random guy we pulled off the street.
Hello.
So, all four of us just got out of the media empire that is Star Wars, the most recent film, The Rise of Skywalker, and I guess we're just going to all give our thoughts on it. So, I'll start. Call it the benefit of low expectations, but I found it to be okay. It's just as convoluted as I believed it would be. It's just as, pacing-wise, there's a lot of problems, but there are moments where I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted out of the Star Wars movie. These are the characters I should expect. That kind of thing. So, what about you, brother?
I actually enjoyed the film. I mean, I have low expectations in pretty much every film that I watch. I think JJ was put in a very difficult situation coming from the horror that was The Last Jedi. But I feel like he pieced together a film that was worthy of summing up the trilogy. I thought he did a good job with it. There were some things that I was just like, that doesn't make any sense at all. I feel like it was kind of forced in a lot of places, but I feel like it was good overall.
What about you, Caesar?
Yep, it was a whole lot of There were times where I went, oh, this is actually kind of exciting. But then there's other times where I'm just kind of going, why? What the fuck? This raises a lot of questions. But overall, I would say it did an okay job at trying to salvage what The Last Jedi did to the sequel trilogy while trying to wrap the trilogy up.
For me, it just felt like, I wouldn't say it's really bad, but I feel like it has a lot of absences of good. The pacing was weird to me. The stakes, they kind of just kept on upping them, and at some point, it's just hard to take that seriously anymore.
Alright, so... let's go through this film, element by element. So, visual and... sound and visuals. I don't think a Star Wars movie has ever looked or sounded better. And guilty pleasure... Actually, no. I'm a diehard defender of the prequels. I love the prequels. They're good. They're good movies. Just... you have to see past the flaws.
I think in the writing, I definitely agree with you there.
Visually and soundtrack, the visuals and soundtrack of this movie were amazing, but I think that's sort of expected from a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I think that it puts together a good film that had all of the lights and effects. I didn't particularly enjoy all the flashiness of it. I felt like at times it was too much.
Flash for the sake of flash. Yeah.
They did give us a warning beforehand that it was going to be really flashy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was kind of weird looking at Palpatine. The guy kind of just kept on flashing.
Yeah.
Yes, he kept pulling up his robe in front of Rey.
Yeah.
Story-wise, there's so much to talk about, but I think there's better people to talk about it than us.
Remember Star Wars? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This plot is so... It's... When the plot's... It's going. Trust me. When the plot's not happening, the movie is good. It is at its best when the plot is not happening, and I don't know how I feel about that. Because for the first about half, it's... we are going from place to place to place to place to place to place to place. There's constant cuts from the movie itself, from Rey's perspective, from Finn, Rey, and Poe to Kylo, and then we're back again, and then we're back again, and then we're there and back and there and back, and then there's how many times do Rey and Kylo fight each other?
Oh god,
movie?
Three, yeah, I think
it's
three times.
Or maybe four.
I think it'll be 4 if you include their little force battle.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
the force battle.
Oh yeah, he was on the snow planet. She was on the ship, and they're just somehow Yeah, okay, that was...
The planet surface to the... okay, the Force Skype call, which in The Last Jedi is an element that should not have carried over, and I don't think JJ should have done this, but he carried this Force Skype call over from The Last Jedi, and he brought it to the sort of new heights, because in The Force Awakens, or not in The Last Jedi, it's implied that the connection isn't really, like, there's no physical real interaction.
Yeah, it's more like a mental thing.
Well, actually, I
There's a few implications that it could be physical, but not to the point of he literally steals and teleports her the beads off her neck at one point.
Well, actually, that part I'm not too mad about, because they explicitly in The Last Jedi, they actually followed this up in The Last Jedi. They made a good scene that during the rain, there was rain all over Kylo's hands, so I don't think that's too bad.
Like it was implied that could be a thing.
Yeah, so
but,
they could actually
but to the
touch each other from the
but the fact that Kylo said like the effort of doing this would literally kill you.
Yeah, that too. Also, maybe about fighting. Also.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey, we're just gonna fight over a Skype call.
Yeah, I can see some really creepy fan fictions coming out from that. The tale of Darth Devious. Okay. Moving on.
What'd y'all think of the writing? Honestly,
It wasn't good. I'll say it is about what you expected from the writer of Batman v Superman.
Oh, really?
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Who was it?
I forgot the guy's name, but that's...
I guess I thought Zack Snyder wrote it. I guess.
No, Zack Snyder was directing.
Yeah, Zack Snyder directed. But yeah, that really felt like it. Same thing too. A bunch of spectacle, but if you look at the writing, it kind of just feels like a bunch of scenes pieced together.
All right. So last thing I think we're gonna do, since we're not gonna we don't really have the time to in-depth cover this because we all have somewhere to be. Favorite moments. Honestly, one of the scenes at the very beginning of the movie where where Finn and Poe come back from a mission and meet Rey, and they're all just bitching at each other. It's hands down the best scene in the movie because it feels like the actors are trying to give character to a statue. It feels like actors are trying to give character to characters that don't have character. Like it feels like they're trying to breathe life into paper. Chewie's breakdown at finding out Leia died. Like it got to me. That got me. Because I was like, yes, this is how Chewie would react in that situation. Like, and it feels earned. What about you, brother?
I personally like Kylo and Rey fighting on the Death Star. I thought it was put together. They got to see their fighting skill and their use of the Force, and there was like actual implications behind it. And then like the Force healing thing, visually that was really cool. Kind of gross, really cool though. Yeah, and just kind of like an interesting part. But if you think back to the prequels, it like Palpatine tells Anakin like, "Hey, the Force can heal people, or the Force can like actually like bring the dead back to life." Yeah, and that's what it's saying.
Yeah, but she never learned how to do it. She's learned how to do it on her own.
I mean, weird. She hasn't learned how to do anything up until this point.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rey's still a Mary Sue, everybody in the audience. Yeah. I know you're waiting on bated breath for that one.
Yes. Yeah. It does make sense, the Palpatine blood, why it comes more natural, but it's still very much like a Mary Sue type thing. Yeah. And it tells you that Leia trains her at least a little bit, and that Leia herself was trained, which makes sense as to why she's more in tune with the Force now. But I still think that that's kind of a stretch, but still one of my favorite scenes.
Okay, so I guess before I get before I talk about the positives, I just gotta say, so remember at the end of the movie when all the Star Destroyers are coming down, and one of them is about to crash land on Jakku. Do you think that just destroyed the entire planet? I mean, think about it. Remember what happened 65 million years ago when an asteroid struck the Earth? It killed almost everything.
I feel like that'll be.
It's like what they don't as the Star Destroyer is coming down. What they don't show you is just the whole planet is just the huge blast that just engulfs the entire planet.
Fair enough. Did y'all notice that over Yavin 4, someone pulled a Holdo?
I did not see that.
Oh, geez, I did see that.
Right before the Ewoks.
Oh, no.
Right before the Ewoks are on screen.
I was like,
someone pulled a Holdo.
oh, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
That was a nice catch.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. As for the positives, I will say I actually really liked C-3PO in this movie. I actually really liked him.
Shockingly enough, yeah, he was fun. Utterly superfluous. He did not need to be there for any scene in the movie. He's only there because they need someone to translate the Sith dagger.
Yeah,
and
also
so
kind of just to make fun of.
Sacrifice it.
But that may have been the entire series.
Well, yeah,
so.
C-3PO is pretty much he's a punching bag of the entire Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
Yeah, I also do, and yeah, I did like its handling of Chewbacca as compared to like The Last Jedi, where he just kind of plays with porgs the whole time.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
He did that a lot better with Chewbacca this time.
Yep, I would. Yep. So yeah, I guess visuals are nice. The handling of some of the characters were nice. I actually do kind of like Kylo Ren's restored helmet. I feel tempted to buy a figurine of that.
What about you, some guy?
I both love it and hate it at the same time. It's when all the Jedi are coming to Rey, because I really like that they actually took the time to grab all these people.
Yeah, I think they actually.
that's a good point.
Because they even grabbed Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, and
I didn't
really
hear her.
appreciate it.
And then one of the female voices with an American accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear Leia.
But then they got probably followed up by the worst moment.
Oh yeah, I guess throwing Palpatine down a hole and getting blown up didn't kill him, but I guess redirecting his own lightning.
Yeah.
I meant more like
They never explained how he came back.
More about the thing.
The dark side is the pathway to many abilities some would consider unnatural.
It's the more of the moment where they decide where it's going to make this Avengers film, and she says, "And I am all the Jedi." That felt straight out of Avengers, but like
I am all the Jedi.
That was kind of crazy.
If you want, hey, I'll give it this. It felt like the Avengers in the Thor Dark World.
Wait, what? Avengers
non-existent?
So wait, Thor's the only one there with a
no.
Thor the Dark World.
Yeah, it felt like the Thor Dark World.
They don't appear at all, I think, in Thor Dark World.
Well, I get.
I never saw that.
Loki turns into Captain America.
Don't worry, you're not missing much.
Actually, yeah, it doesn't contribute at all. Well, it introduces the concept of the Infinity Stones, and actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's actually pretty much it. It doesn't contribute at all. Holy fuck. Wait, Odin. Yeah, at the very end, Loki disguises himself as Odin and kicks Odin out of Asgard. That's the only major contribution.
Well, alright, I guess that's our review of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
How would we rank it? Like out of like with 10 stars.
I don't honestly I agree with the guys on EFAP. The ranking the 0 to 5 stars are kind of arbitrary.
Yeah,
but
I think it'll be easier to rank it through the movies instead.
Yeah.
In terms of, I guess I'll go first. In terms of prequels, I guess I'll put this at the middle, actually.
If we're taking all 9 movies now, all 9 movies into account, it's probably somewhere like bottom 3. Last Jedi is at the very bottom. It doesn't make sense at all. But it's in the bottom 3 for me. It's not good. It's not a great movie. It's not good either. It's just it benefits from having to follow literally the worst Star Wars movie ever. What about you, brother?
I say it's somewhere middle of the pack. Haven't really thought through the rankings of all of the Star Wars movies, but I mean it's not better than 4, 5, or 3. That's just a fact. I put it. I'd say 6 is about the middle, and I don't know if I'd put it above or below 6.
You will not put it above 6.
Well, it's my ranking, not yours.
What about you, Caesar?
I haven't watched a lot of the Star Wars movies in a long time, so I'm playing this by memory. I would obviously 4, 5, and 6 would be at the top, and I guess I would probably put this one probably near the middle. I'd probably say like 5 and 6 are the best ones, and then 4, then 3, then this one, and then probably 7, 2, 1, 8.
We're talking about the whole trilogy for me. Of course, 4, 5, and 6 at the beginning. I guess the rest will go from 4 to 9. It would be Revenge of the Sith, maybe The Force Awakens, Phantom Menace. I'm having trouble placing this. I'm pretty much lining up against Attack of the Clones for this one. I guess I'll since they have a little better acting, I'll put it above Attack of the Clones, and then at the very bottom, of course, The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me on this episode, Minisode of the Academic Alehouse.
Yes. Now get out of the car, hostage.
I gotta get back to the streets, guys. Sorry. Please give me money.
No,
Yeah,
we didn't promise you money.
He's trying to get out of the car, but my jumper cables are in the
Oh
way.
my god.
No, all right. No, he's staying. He's got Stockholm syndrome.
Alright. Thank you for joining me on this mini-sode of the Academic House. I hope you enjoyed. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes.
I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Also, today's the first day of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to any potential Jewish people.
The Jews don't listen to us.
Wow.
You've heard my co-host.
Well, happy whatever. We respect you too, Satanist.
But
Anyway,
Kwanzaa's
Merry
not a real
Christmas.
holiday.
There will be a normal episode live at 9 p.m. on YouTube. The audio will be uploaded to Spotify or wherever else you listen to us on Monday. Yeah. So, look forward to that. We'll be back to our normal politics, actually, on
Yay.
Saturday.
The thing that brings us all together. Later.
So,
But did all that get recorded?
yeah.
I don't think it's over.